99.1 FM. All sports, all the time. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
You might want to listen up today because I need your help. If you have a cornhole game going on, maybe your kid does something cool, like plays pickup games with his dad in the yard, let me know. I need to cover some sports.
Emmett Smith has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. I'm Chad Brilliante. Glad to be with you here as always, alongside JP. We have test. I have the strips that we test you with and coming in. Good to see you clean.
It's the first time.
It's not for Corona. It's for something else. I've been testing them.
Yeah, first
Getting
time.
them back on track for a couple months here. You're doing good, by the way.
Well,
Saw your sponsor today?
one day at a time.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay.
One day at a time.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
Speaking of the coronavirus, on a separate note, right now there is no sports going on except for the XFL. And if you're an XFL fan out there, which we all in this area are like, yeah, a lot of people have to have an app to try to tell us what team to root for, unless you're from one of those cities. They're the only ones right now, as of what? Everything's changing within 30 seconds, so maybe they're not. But the only one currently that is still going about their business. And if you want to cash in right now, being like, look, I got some tickets for you. Not only some tickets, but like tickets to the only thing happening in the world right now in sports. If you've been paying attention, and by the time you host a 5 o'clock show, most people know this by now. If you're listening to the network, that probably makes you a sports fan or somebody that really likes to channel surf through the radio. And thank you for tuning on us, apparently. You got us today. But for most people out there, then they know what's happening. Everything that they love in sports has been canceled or suspended. And at this point, all college basketball tournaments, even Creighton and St. John's, the Johnnies, baby, they were out there, the Red Storm, with a chance to try to make their move. It's halftime. They got the lead against Creighton. The Blue Jays, they're getting it done against the McDermott and gang. It's been like 50 McDermotts there, including the coach. And they have a shot to punch their ticket, win a couple big games, and move on. And then they get the news at halftime with the lead. Yeah, we're not even finishing the tournament. Go home. So it's over. And there's so many parts to this story that we made a video today on sports. I want to make that clear. Made a video about everything that's happening, and we're taking it serious. We like to have fun on this, but at the same time, we understand if leagues and people around the nation are willing to sacrifice millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Heck, the NCAA making the announcement today that there's going to be no more NCAA March Madness tournament. The average revenue that CBS makes during the 3-week span. Now with TNT and True TV and those channels on the Ocho, you got to find the game, TBS, all of them across the board. They make close to $1 billion. I'm not rounding up from like 501 million. It's $936 million they made last year in revenue. So when you walk up to somebody, if you have a job or a business and you're looking to shop around and somebody's like, look, I can offer you, what do you make a year? $48K, okay. My Corvette in the parking lot is worth $50. Be like, excuse me, you know what? I'm not here to have you talk about that. But you say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I can give you 53. You want to go with it? You're going to go home and be like, dude, guys offer me $5,000 more. I might have to take it. So what do you think the decision sitting in a room where the decision is it worth $1 billion to keep your sport alive over something that, let's be honest, with those athletes and the people around there, because they had already made the decision a couple days ago that they were not going to play in front of a crowd. So now it's just about the athletes being inside the gym, pumping crowd noise or whatever they're doing. They had to make a decision based on already selling those CBS spots and everything they've done. Are they going to go ahead and play the game, play the tournament, give somebody a chance at what they've worked for all season for this moment, or are they going to take this to the point where if one person gets sick, others get sick, like Rudy Gobert to Donovan Mitchell on Utah, that there's liabilities. There's obviously health risks to a point, and they don't want to go down that path. So the decisions when we're sitting back here making them, we don't get to talk about our games today or get to sit and watch Florida State play Clemson in the ACC tournament. But overall, it is still something that it's huge. And these leagues didn't want to do this. But as of today, all NCAA basketball has been canceled. NBA season suspended. MLB season suspended at least 30 days. NHL season suspended. There's 189 games left, and it looks like at this point they're not going to play those. SEC Conference has suspended all sporting events. And if somebody's going to call in and be that person today, it was 189 games across all the board. I understand it's an 82-game season, so let's just back off. NFL has no plans. They're the big cash cow. And then pretty much at this point, you have the big money makers, money shakers. Roger Goodell, Ginger Hammer, and you have the NCAA basketball tournament, the two biggest money makers that have decided right now to make their decisions later on. NCAA just made the announcement about an hour ago, and the NFL, which they don't have to. Look, they don't play preseason until August. We'll probably be talking about Tua and his health until about July. So at this point, they don't have to make that decision today. But every league across the board is pretty much not playing, except, and I might have tickets for you right here, for the only show in town. Didn't mean town. Meant in the world, the XFL, which I'm sure by the time the show's done, they're going to jump. They'll probably make the decision as well. JP joining us as well, letting you know, it's been look, in any of your business, in your line of business, you have tough days, and we have more serious things. Health is way more important than sports, and I hope everybody understands that. I know there's a couple Iron Bowl games that people might not when it comes to people going to the backyard like it's the Wild Wild West. But I will say that there are more important things in sports, but sports gives you the outlet from the craziness of life. So when that's taken away, really sucks. And it's been a tough day for us. We had a March Madness event at World of Beer that was getting all planned. We were talking to Kelly today, doing it out there in the movie projector. We love going out there having fun. It's not happening right now. And there's bigger things than that, obviously. But our life has not been fun today at all. We don't enjoy doing this, but it's what we're talking about. JP, how besides all of that, how's your day going? I saw you cough coming up. Do I need to
way
send you
beyond
away?
that, my friend. No, listen, XFL looks like it's going to be fine. Of course, the Seattle banned the gatherings of more than 250 people. Everything so far is right on track for them. It seems that, regardless of whatever happens, there'll be no fans. That seems like the worst. And then NASCAR's still on too. So,
well, NASCAR, if you ain't first, you're last, right? Let's go to our phone lines. 850-623-1330 is the number. Caller, who's this?
Hi, my name is Brian.
Hey, Ryan, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
We've had better days than the day that I've worked, and a little bit younger. I'm still 35, but I've been working in broadcasting for about 15 years now, and in markets, Las Vegas, Orlando, Boston, and the news today, is one not as just a fan that wanted to watch about 65 conference basketball games today, but as somebody that knows the magnitude of how much money the owners and the people made this, money-driven people that are worth billions that had to make the decision today to cancel these leagues. I know that this is something that is spreading fast and needs to be taken serious, but it's a huge blow today to the world of sports, obviously, for so many different reasons. And I've never been part of a day in sports like this in my lifetime, so it's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy, sir. I'm going to tell you right now, it would be even crazier if my daughter's 8U softball game got canceled, but it didn't. And they're playing out here off of Bauer at the Southwest Sports Complex. And I'm just saying, if you need anything to broadcast or anything to talk about, I can send you live updates if you need me to.
Where is that again? Let's mark that. This is where we're going on today's show. I like this. For the people out there listening, we do have local sports. We have stuff at Ashton Brosnahan, Ensley, whether it's in Milton, Pace, the folks down the road, downtown, Miracle League Baseball, whatever it is, whatever is going on, give us some rings. Talk about as
He's
a sports
over there in
fan.
Perdido.
That is, there we go. Perdido and Ballard. There it is. It's
Bauer.
Perdido? Bauer.
Yes.
Okay. Like Jack Bauer? Perdido?
Yes,
yeah, go ahead.
It's off of Bauer.
Named
It's
after the
called
show, 24,
Southwest
okay.
Sports Complex.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's an 8U softball game. They have an 8U and a 10U game going on.
All right.
At 6 o'clock.
Well, that sounds like something good. We're marking these down, and we'll promote these and let everybody know. I would be lying to you to say I get done at 7:15. I have to pick up my daughter, actually. So I will not be able to make it over there, but I will be playing and probably dressing up as the grandmother from Moana today. So that's where I'm going after.
He can still give us updates.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. Yeah, give us update. Make sure to keep us posted on that. And, this is what we're going to do. We'll have fun making this more local than ever. If you're out there right now and you're a vitamin shop or you're someone like that, you better be advertising with us. You need to call in. Make us we're setting the local world to a different level today. Everybody local that is actually still participating in sports. Even if you have a pick-me-up basketball game downtown in East Hill, I play in that league, give us a call today. So,
thank you, sir, and go Perdido Pirates.
Go Perdido Pirates. I like it right there. Appreciate it. I still need to go have not a bigger note. That was disrespectful, sir. I was going to say Pat Dye has invited me to Perdido to grab mullet.
Bad timing.
I don't know. Yeah, it's better not to be around people at that age during this happening. But I think Pat knows how to combat the virus. Not remember it the next morning. I'm just kidding. But we are supposed to go out there and get some mullet. If he's listening, not after that comment. JP, I think it's been a tough day. You've been working in sports and the outlet of broadcasting a lot of games. You've covered a lot of high school games in this area. Been around to a lot of gyms, and this has been that kind of day.
Yeah, it's weird because
was that a cough, by the way?
That was. Well, it's clearing my throat.
Oh, double.
Don't even start. I've had this since November, thanks to you.
2 symptoms. Okay, I'm just writing it down.
Just looking at at a local level, high school sports. Of course, the FHSAA released a statement on Thursday on the COVID-19 stance. They would delegate decision making to individual schools and school districts. And this is for the people around here that are wondering what's going on. Listen, they haven't. Basically, what they're saying is you make your own decisions here. Now, I know Escambia County, I saw earlier they're banning out-of-county competitions with spring sports that have anyone that has tested positive, which means, remember Santa Rosa County had someone that tested positive. I believe Okaloosa County had someone that tested positive. So, therefore, any school in Escambia County, they can't travel to Santa Rosa or Okaloosa to play a game. I think the only thing that has been okayed is Northview in the north end of the county playing with schools like Escambia Academy, Jay, those schools that are so close-knit right in that one little, area out in the country. I think they're okay. I think Tate has canceled their Tate Aggie Classic. Pine Forest canceled their Beach Bash tournaments. Tate Aggie Classic's been one that's been around, way beyond even when I was in high school, too. It's one of the biggest tournaments. They host people from all over the country. And it's so much fun just to go out there. You see teams from, Illinois or Kentucky or North Carolina, whatever it may be, and it's some of the best teams in the nation. They come to that tournament. I mean, Tate, we know how good that baseball program is and how prominent it is. The thing is when we talk about this, even from a local perspective, I guess Escambia County is okay with it if you have a game against each other in the same county, you'll be fine. This is going to have an economic impact here. I mean, this is something that you talk about if the Blue Wahoos get pushed back. This is if. I got an official word with anything. We don't know from the Blue Wahoos yet. They're still learning, just like we're still learning. I'm sure we'll get word from them soon. Even people like the Ice Flyers, we don't know yet. You know, they're affiliated with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but how does that affiliation turn into? Do they have to cancel games or what? You know, what's going on here? Because you can bet your bottom dollar. I mean, we already packed the arena out with the Ice Flyers, but if the Ice Flyers games are going on with what's going on right now, those tickets will sell out quick. I mean, just for people looking for an outlet. Like I said, and NASCAR's going on. XFL seems to be going on right now. If XFL, we talked about this before, this is almost like a perfect outlet for them, even if you play with no fans, just because what else is on? What are you going to watch at this point? And as a sports fan, you know, we make fun of, you know, we kind of joke about the XFL and the quality and things like that. Well, you would love to have something like that more than ever, even if you're not a NASCAR fan. You'll tune into NASCAR just because it's sports at this point. Soccer, it doesn't matter. Anything we can get our hands on. But I think from a local level, things like the Tate Aggie or the Tate Aggie tournament, the Pine Forest Beach Bash, all these different tournaments, these are things that affect our economy. I mean, and I know that it's we look at it from a national perspective. Yes, this is so small, but we're talking about local today. That's, you know, we're talking about bringing this show more local than ever. It's so hard, and Brian Ahatz and those guys at P&J, they do such a good job covering the local sports. We would love to cover them more. We don't have the manpower. You know, that's why we rely on people like our callers and stuff like that. Call in, let us know what's going on. What have you heard so far? Things like that. We try to cover all the teams we can the best as possible, but like we said earlier in our video, anything we hear, we're going to pass on. But if you guys out there hear anything, let us know, because we're trying to figure this thing out. We're all in this thing together. We all love sports. We're trying to bring you the most sports we can. This coronavirus has taken over. But once again, with this coronavirus thing, don't panic. Don't freak out.
No.
Look, this is not the bubonic plague, okay? This is something that you should take it serious, but use common sense. Wash your hands, things like that. Doctors are saying the same thing. You can look at the numbers. Everybody's going to be fine. It's the people that are older, that's where you need to be very cautious. But from a local perspective, though, I hate it. I hope I hope there's a lot of games going on. I mean, even this weekend and things, because we need sports. That's the thing down here in the South. This is SEC country. I know we got Florida State fans and stuff, but I say SEC country just because it's the hardcore, you know, conference and what you talk about. But it's a shame with March Madness being taken over, you know, or being canceled, and what it means, not only from a perspective of just a fan, but right now we need something. We need a bright spot here.
850-623-1330. And don't be conned if you're watching a game tonight. They are playing a ton of replays on, and that's not live basketball. And you know, it is what it is right now. There's nothing we can do. Health should always be a number one priority. But like JP said, let's not freak out. Let's go to the phone lines. Find out more what's happening in our local community. Caller, who's this?
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Benjamin McQuarrie. Yeah, I'm doing well, sir. Professional disc golf.
Professional disc golf.
Released an announcement. Yes, they're continuing with their 2020 season as planned. And for the first time, we have a person with 2 million viewers on Facebook who's switched from ultimate disc golf or ultimate frisbee to disc golf, and he's playing in his first tournament today. So we're all kind of anxious to see how that fellow can perform moving from ultimate to disc golf. Brody Smith, if you've seen his trick shot videos.
I will now. I have not yet, but I will. I definitely will, yeah.
I believe it's Disc Golf Pro Tour live right now, if you guys want to check it out.
That's awesome. No, we used to, when I lived over in Okaloosa County, over there off Uptown Station, there was a really cool park that used to have a disc golf, and we'd play all the time. But I don't know if there's a tour over there, but there is a great little place out there. But I guess as a disc golf group, you have a better chance to pick up on allergies of pollen, correct, than the corona?
Yeah,
that's what
right.
I was going to say. So
and we're not we're not overflowing with spectators. So I think the competitors will be safe.
I think everybody will be all right. And, well, good for you, and I appreciate it. I'm checking out Brody Smith. I got it written down here, Professional Disc 2020, 2 million viewers, first tournament. We're writing them all down. We got that. We got this is what we're doing today.
Texas.
We're still keeping sports
it's
alive.
live right now, actually.
That's my new tagline, and it doesn't sound like anything anybody's ever come up with. Let's keep local sports great again, America. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's make that happen, and we'll keep these rolling.
Good work, man. To keep us talking about sports.
We'll have some fun. Hey, I appreciate the call, and good luck in continuing with 2 million viewers. I should be asking you for advice right here. I appreciate it, buddy.
That's all right. We're a team.
Have a great one. I appreciate it. 850-623-1330. We do have to go to a break. The XFL, they're like that song, I Ain't Never Scared. Like they're sitting here right here on their front page. And by the way, you might own one of those shops that doesn't have a lot of people to go to foot traffic to your website. It's been still on there. You still have like a picture of the Y2K computer on there. You still have one of those CDs from Kmart that you have to load with dial-up to get on. Let me dial up the computer so you can see our screen. Alta Vista and Lycos is a big one here. Use Babelfish. Yeah, well, XFL shouldn't be that. They want to be fresh with all that. Guess what's on their front page? Mid-season awards. And nothing on here. Nothing about any. It says, let's vote right now. Fan favorites of voting for the mid-season awards. Like, they're not playing games right
Matt
now.
McGloin.
This is their time to cash it in. And right now, if you have tickets to like the Dallas Renegades or Houston, it's not the only show in town. It's the only show in the world. So go ahead and I'd make some big cash on that. Hot ticket. Ricky Bobby's dad. Having a good time. We're coming back for more Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
I'm Mina Kimes, host of ESPN Daily. Each morning, we bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by ADT. Whether you want just the basics or all the bells and whistles, ADT can work with you to customize a system to help protect your home in a way that works for you and your budget. All ADT products are rigorously tested to deliver the quality you expect from ADT, the most trusted name in security. Help protect your home today with ADT.
For 30 years, Thomas Home Corporation has proudly helped families build their ultimate dream home. If you're looking to customize your home, we are currently building throughout Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa counties, and we can either build your home in one of our subdivisions or even on your own lot. Our team works with you to guide you through each step and decision in the process. Builder of the 2019 American Dream Home and Builder of the Year, Thomas Homes Corporation has built quality homes at an affordable price since 1990. Begin the process today and become one of our proud homeowners at thomashomescorp.com.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
Owner-operators, will you be successful in 2020? Increase your profits this year by leasing a new or gently used semi-truck from SFI Trucks. Leasing from SFI means driving with confidence in a new truck spec'd for cost savings, comfort, and safety. And your bumper-to-bumper warranty covers just about everything during the entire length of your lease. Find out what kind of deal you can get. No and low money down payment options available. Learn more at sfitrucks.com. That's sfitrucks.com.
O'Reilly. Save big during O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day sale. We have great deals on socket sets, impact wrenches, and more. Plus, extend the life of your vehicle and improve performance with 5 parts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard filter for $25.99. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's only one name in town when it comes to afternoon local sports talk, The Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante.
Some athletes don't want to be given. Nobody does. No, look, when you play with your pops as it gets older, one of the most embarrassing things. My daughter's 3. I just slam it right in her face, right at the play school hoop. Like right there, like I'm Zion Williamson.
The games, the players, the fans. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Get it? Text a message, I don't know the number.
Welcome back, Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. If you're wondering why I'm joining JP and wearing a hat today, first off, I wear a hat half my life for sports, but might be the last day, JP, of getting a chance to support the fandom for a little while. So got to make it clear. Teams that have been able to fight through against rough times in the New England Patriots, which it seems every year there's something that comes their way, and they find a way to get out of it. Bob Kraft was going through something at this time last year.
It's eerily,
and,
eerily seems like the Patriots have something to do with this,
listen,
along with the Astros.
That's a mockery. Now, the Astros, I could see that, because what's one team that will not start the Major League Baseball season without getting booed? Somebody's out there listening.
I told you the other day. I said, listen.
There's no correlation between Houston and the Wuhan. And I'm like, listen.
The Astros love this. They actually were in support of no fans this year.
That's right.
They said, now listen, you can't ban the fans forever, but 1 year, yes. Think it's fair enough. Moving on. The other thing I want to talk about is, remember, the NCAA. This is part of their plan here. People are like, well, wait a minute. Don't cancel the tournament yet. This whole paying for a player's likeness, there you go. No games. These players would not make zero money. Just saying.
Telling everybody out there right now, though, if you're we can cover the events. I mean, the amount of area that we cover in sports, for the people that ask, and we had somebody call in covering women's athletics. We do. I was down there at Stephanie Elton's practices last month for UWF. They just canceled their camps. A lot of teams, the bigger picture is the local economy, as JP was saying. We have teams with UWF, with Pensacola State, every high school that do a lot of, Tate Aggies do their whole Strike Out for Cancer softball event. We know, we're involved in this, whether we're there or not. We know what's happening. It's a small-knit group of us in sports in this market. And we all, whether we're here at ESPN Pensacola, see people like Paul and Dan Shugart and Bill and all the guys, on a daily basis. That's where we go to these events. And there's a lot to cover for us. I've been in markets where there's 7 stations and 15 news outlets and newspapers, and you got 40 people in that room. There's like 3 or 4, and we see each other for the last 10, 15 years in the same place. And there's a lot to cover in this market. But right now can be an opportunity for the people out there listening, as there are bigger things and right downstairs from us at News Radio. And the folks back at Blab TV, they're doing a lot of investigating on a lot of journalistic news and the things they're doing for the local community as well. Everything going on. News Radio downstairs right now, they're covering, a lot of people are tuning in to see the next update or what the president does or contingency plans or how much money in a surplus. Big businesses, if they take a month off, how much money is going to be allocated. There's going to be a lot bigger stories that are going to affect our daily lives. What we can do here is we can't talk any tournament games today. There were 75 that got canceled. We can't talk anything outside of, if you have a local sporting event going on, this is the time to, instead of going home and watching tonight's big game in the ACC or the big game in the Big East, you can go to that event and continue to enjoy sports as sports fans. So let's make that. Let's make local sports great again, America. Let's make that. They already are. I'm just saying that. Let's go to our phone lines. 850-623-1330. Caller, who's this?
Hey, well, good evening. It's Jonah. How you doing?
Hey, Jonah. I'm doing good. It's I'm just disappointed that no games tonight with all those outfits they have on. It's not going to be able to see them.
I know. I was going to ask her, with your newfound logo, which might I add, very original. I commend you for it. Very UCF of you. Are you guys going to make red hats? Maybe there's some white lettering on the front saying, let's make local sports great again. Or will you make it Argo colors?
Oh, we wouldn't make red hats. We would go all out. We would do country cowboy hats, maybe
Would we?
sombreros.
I was not informed of
The
this.
big
until
hat
now.
that Burt Reynolds wore.
JP, you had no idea. You were already in an agreement with it before you even knew what it was.
That's true. When I signed up to be here and run the board and be on the show, it seemed that there's plenty of things that I have no idea about. But I'm once again, like being quarantined in here, I'm just a part of it now.
Almost like how Dak Prescott is quarantined now with that franchise tag. I wanted to be the Cowboys fan of the day, hopefully. Maybe there's others out there. What are my Cowboys doing? I don't understand it. Every year, JP, you've heard me talk about it on the Coach K show. Every year, they find a new way to disappoint me. I get it. We paid Ezekiel. I get it. But to not pay Dak, and then you still have to pay Amari, and then we have a new coach. Come on, Jerry Jones. You can't be doing this. This is Bush League. I mean, I haven't seen a championship since I've been alive. Literally in my lifetime, the Cowboys have never been halfway decent. Only won one playoff game. They can't seem to get out of their own way. I can't figure it out. I'm hoping y'all can give me some insight to it because, Chad, I know as a Patriots fan, you're about to be going through the same thing once Brady leaves. So
it's true.
Maybe you can help me out.
I'm not answering it I was about to help you answer that question, and then that last part is not going to be.
Can
added
I just
to this,
say, as the team that's about to get Tom Brady, not that we're going to win a Super Bowl.
First off,
or that we're going to get. Now, I'm hoping, of course. I'm going to back myself out of this conversation and just enjoy it for a minute. So go ahead, Chad.
Currently, these are all hypothetical purple dragons of actually having players on actual teams.
These purple dragons are real.
Hey, listen, I'm not even sure. We all might be champions. Look, I want to make it clear. One thing is true today. The one thing that is guaranteed, as a UCF night, we have claimed every single league that is canceling their season. So we actually have 17 championships today. I want to make that clear. Just claimed it. Put in the UCF. There it is. 17 national titles today. So there we go.
I don't
We're
want
champions right there.
I don't want to make you more depressed. Jerry Jones, of course, you know this is a Dallas Cowboy fan. The debacle it's been. But he, his son is going to take over once he leaves. Probably in the next 2 or 3 years. Although he'll never fully leave.
Stop rubbing your eyes here.
But I'm sorry. I'm just I feel like I understand.
You can tell I'm a hazard.
My team hasn't been good since they were the Houston Oilers. Okay, I'm in the middle of a conversation. You can wait on this hand sanitizer. Okay, here, just take it. Keep it. You need it.
It's for Crash over here.
But look,
Did you just touch your eye?
I did. Well, no. Listen,
He's been tearing up for you in Dallas.
I rested my hand like on my head. The people on TV see me, but no, it wasn't like I'm rubbing my eye. No, Chad is making this entirely way worse than what it needs to be. But getting back to
look, I had the coronavirus, JP. I appreciate you touching your face. Thank you.
I tell people not to touch their face, and here I am touching my face. So
he was in here for 2.5 months while I had bronchitis in the same room 5 feet away. So I'm not. He can't give me anything that is. We're in our own. Like they would, that the house that goes by that kids think it's a circus, but what's really underneath that tent. Yeah, we're like that in here. So whoever enters this room, Coach K's out there listening like, what is – no, but whoever enters this room, just be careful as it is. But continue, please. I'm sorry.
No, I think that the Dak Prescott situation, I have no idea, Jonah. This is beyond me. I know Coach K, of course, believes they're a dark horse, and I think they are a dark horse just because we don't know what in the world's going on. That's why they're a dark horse in all this. Like, it's not crazy to think that Tom Brady could go there just because of Jerry Jones. But in all reality, it's like, I don't see it. And it almost seems like it's just what they have going on is crazy right now with Amari Cooper. Of course, if his deal is looking like it's going to be more than $20 million a year, which is crazy. I mean, he had a little over 60% catch rate. I like Amari Cooper a lot. I do. And I think they have to have him because if you don't have Amari Cooper, you're going to bring Dak Prescott back with who? I mean, your tight end position is okay, and Blake Jarwin, Jason Witten, we'll see if he comes back, how that's all going to happen. It's for a Cowboys fan, I feel your pain. Listen, I've been a Titans fan forever. We were not good since we were the Oilers, so that's why I'm hoping maybe Tom Brady can help us. I don't know.
I do not feel either your pain.
But the Patriots fell over here, Jonah, you're right. He's fixing to go through what a lot of people have gone through, and I hope that it's just I can't wait to see the Dolphins overtake that division.
Joni, you want to talk about how a mic drop moment for the Patriots? Yeah. What about everybody who talks about ways that they find a way, with the deflated footballs and everything, and find a way to still win titles when they're under scrutiny? We know that Tom Brady might be out. So what's the easiest way to end all of sports, and anybody will always remember the New England Patriots were the last true champions of the decade? So I'm just saying, there could be. For now on, you think that you're going to go on. You keep saying these things like, hey, we're going to go on and move on with it. No, maybe we're not. And the rest of history, we ended with the Patriots as the best dynasty.
Well,
so that's maybe
Patrick
what's
Mahomes
happening.
says
Maybe
no.
that's what's happening right now.
Patrick
That would be
Mahomes.
the ultimate Patriot way. Would that be not the ultimate?
No, the Patriots have to
Patriot
win
way?
the last championship.
Listen, I want to hear about that.
It's never going to happen again.
That's true. Based on that, I'm going to void everything I said based on that the Titans, I don't want my last moment to be losing to his team. So.
Jonah, my question to you, and you call in all the time, we appreciate it, is what do you want the Cowboys to do? You know, just as a Cowboys fan, I have friends that are Cowboys fans. Yeah, I know I have friends. I know, Chad. You still don't believe I do, but
I was going to say
one.
I
can only afford to pay for one, but anyway.
There's part of our staff that appreciates you calling in.
Yeah. Well, jeez. but Jonah, as a Cowboys fan, what is your opinion? What do you want the Cowboys to do in all this situation?
Win a playoff game? Would that be?
Well, that would be nice. Number one, to win a game that matters. My short term, you talking personnel or just short term, like team goals, JP?
Just personnel wise.
Personnel wise, give Dak what he wants. You sold Tony Romo up the river because you thought you had something great. Either I can't say anybody. I'm sorry. I was about to say
I feel like anything goes today in sports, but yeah.
It's kind of like either. If you're going to the bathroom, either you're going or be done. I mean, come on, we gotta have one or the other. Either you're gonna pay him, or we're gonna pay him a lot of money for a 1-year deal to not let this. When I say kid, I say because he's under 30. This kid have the confidence enough to know this is his team. We obviously know Ezekiel is a beast. We know Amari Cooper is a fantastic physical specimen when it comes to his measurements and athletic capability. We have a great young linebacker core. We have an okay secondary. I mean, it's not great, but it's okay enough to get by. Confidence and a dedication to what we have going forward. I'm a big fan of the Mike McCarthy hire. I like Mike McCarthy. I was also a big Jason Garrett fan, but I understand why they had let him go. Just stop playing games. I've heard it saying before, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I feel like we're setting ourselves up to win stupid prizes. And when I mean stupid prizes, I mean not winning the NFC East in more than likely one of the worst divisions in the history of the past 5, maybe 10 years in football. It was awful, and we couldn't even pull that off. I mean, come on. You had the Eagles, who Carson Wentz is barely walking, but we lose to them. Just commit to your players or move on. I'm tired of being in these transition phases where first it was, who was the guy that fumbled the football? No, that was Romo before him. But it's like we keep having these things from Quincy Carter, a Georgia Bulldog alum, SEC all day. And then we have, I believe it was Drew Bledsoe, actually, and then Tony Romo.
Yes,
and then you can't get it done with Tony Romo. It's like, okay, man, what are we doing here? Like, eventually we got to have something happen.
Well, let's please not forget the couple of days of journeys with Brandon Whedon too. I don't want that to be lost in the mix here.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
How could I forget? Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's huge today. Because Brandon Whedon was actually one of the only guys there that was a full-grown adult when Dallas won their last title. So, and he played like 2 years ago.
He's the Matt Cassell to my Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can appreciate that reference, Chad, as a Patriots fan. He is the Matt Cassell to my Cowboys.
That's
Great
right.
guy. Not my
Yes.
full-time one that I'm going to be resting my hat on.
That's right. He's a great grandfather. But hey, I appreciate it. And Jonah, you know what? We'll always be here. We'll have some fun. I feel like nowadays with sports and what's going on, by the time we get on at 5, most people already know with apps on their phones, whatever they like the most, college football, SEC, NFL, people know already for the most part, the games and what's happening. Today, I hope, not only today, but going forward, that we have an outlet each and every day, 2 hours here with ESPN Pensacola, and also 2 hours, actually 4 hours, but don't call in at midnight. It's a replay. If you're calling in to talk local sports at midnight, first off, you're up too late, and secondly, we're not going to answer the call. It's a replay of the show. But I hope we use these outlets to give people a chance for local community access to talk about sports, talk about how they feel, be respectful, and just always enjoy it. So, you know, I'll leave you with that. Just be respectful, and I still think your team's crap. Hey, Jonah, have a great rest of your day, buddy. All right. Appreciate it right there. 850-62. Just be respectful, Bill. That's the number one goal on the show right there. 850-62.
Wow.
850-62. No, here's I'll tell you.
Don't worry, Jonah. His time's coming. His time's coming, my friend.
They might have been the masterminds.
A lot faster. Give it one more week, and then we'll know how fast it's coming.
This is all to deflect Tom Brady leaving. That's why. Do you think is somebody going to have the cojones to make like a headline, where's Brady going right now? Do you think any of the shows? You want to take that bet? Will we see where Brady's going in free agency?
I hope so.
One time today? You have to send me a pic. Guys, if you can send in – no, don't – I said people
last time people were
picks.
sending in pics.
That's
this was
right.
not good.
When we asked Joe Burrow for 9-inch hands,
yes, this is not.
And I told everybody to send their 9-inchers into that didn't work out well, by the way. And some of you were lying too, by the way. But I will say –
you can't just zoom in. And
yeah.
No, I'm not.
I know you're up all night looking at you were researching, but
it's part of work.
I did not.
Working
I'd
hard.
let you do that homework. But I do have to say, here's the deal. It's real simple with Dallas, and then we'll go to break. I know we're over it.
As always.
Yes, that's clear. It's part of that's the Patriot way too. Don't look at the clock. We're going through it. But I will say though that for Dallas it's pretty simple. If ultimate success is going to come from the top, and then it's going to go down to a point of the next in line. And think about it. Jerry Jones has been at the top of business. And it's about winning. A lot of people would say if you go to Pat's and Gino's in Philadelphia for a cheesesteak, there's a place right down the road that's better. But they've got the name and the brand. And guess what? They're making a lot of cash with the Cheese Whiz and everything. You might leave saying, overrated. It's not that good. I make better cheesesteaks at home. But guess what? They don't care because their numbers are going through the roof. Dallas is still winning ultimately. It's the number one franchise in the NFL financially. They continue to gain more people, and there's a long waiting list for ticket sales. So even though they're losing games from the fandom standpoint, it's the number one business, which we all like cash, and a lot of people are losing it right now. Stock markets and others. But we do have to understand that from a business perspective, Dallas is number one. So they're doing it right. But from football standpoint, with Jerry and the ultimate power at GM and owner, and then also having a coach that's a mall mannequin that doesn't know what he's doing always, and way out of his league who shouldn't have been a head coach, in a guy that at this point won't get another coaching job for a while, and Jason Garrett as a head coach, that is ultimately not going to lead to a lot of championships when your team's borderline. They don't have the best player in the NFL. They have a good one that needs to take a hike. They need to go to the next level. But they're not going to do it with Jason Garrett and with Jerry Jones. And that's been almost the last, 8-9 years? So that's part of it. And also, Dak Prescott is not the number one quarterback and has never won a championship. So let's not expect it might not happen overnight. Those are the things. They should make the playoffs, though, in the division they're in. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll talk some more of local sports, if something's going on. Big cornhole tournament, let us know, because right now there literally is nothing happening in sports. It's not a joke.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Florida High School Athletic Association and the Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
JP here. Well, we're at the halfway point in the XFL season, and we have learned that hand models don't seem to be good quarterbacks. Shout out to the Dallas Renegades. The face of the XFL, PJ Walker, and the Houston Roughnecks can't be stopped, starting the season 5-0. And Oliver Luck joining in the DC Defenders Beer Snake. Pretty awesome. From all the top interviews to the recap of the past week's games and the predictions to the week ahead, we got it here on Inside the XFL. Join Coach K, Chad Brilliante, and myself every Monday and Friday at 12:30, right after Talk Football with Coach K.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. Soon you'll have a separate fridge in the basement, where extra groceries are exiled forever. Remember that frozen lasagna? Of course you don't. It's been down there since 2008. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. Piece of cake. Behind the lasagna, it's very old. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Redbox has the newest movies fresh from the theater, plus award winners and nominees starting at under $2 a night. Now at the box and on demand. Ford vs. Ferrari. Matt Damon and Christian Bale star in this high-octane thrill ride. Travel back to 1966 and watch Ford challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Head to one of the 41,000 Redbox locations or stream instantly on demand. Prices may vary by location, subject to applicable taxes. Additional terms at redbox.com.
Sylvan's success story number 4,092.
In 5th grade, we started noticing some problems, and it really changed our world. Sylvan gives parents like me hope. She's done a complete 180, and she's getting all A's and B's on her own. There's no more fighting about homework. I know that it's going to get turned in, and I know that she's going to rock it.
Start your own Sylvan success story. Call 1-800-EDUCATE or visit sylvanlearning.com.
I'm Troy Rafferty, and many of you know about my love for sports and my longtime support for our local high school athletes. One thing these fine young people have taught me over the years is this: whether it's on the ball field, in the classroom, or in a court of law, always work your hardest and achieve the best results possible. And that is the commitment we make to our clients and our community.
Levin Papantonio in Pensacola since 1955.
This is Davis Allen from Sports Call with Davis and Justin. You're listening to the Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Working my money till I get gold, Monday, Friday morning. Working my money till I get gold, 'cause I can't get no more. Working my money till I get gold, Monday, Friday morning.
Welcome back. Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. The home of the national champion 2019-2020 UWF Argonauts, and in college football. Blue Wahoos baseball right now, we'll keep you posted. It's a day-by-day process, and we found out today. We found out yesterday that Rudy Gobert had the coronavirus, and then a couple teammates did. And here's the thing with this, too. I want to make this clear. Rudy Gobert was suited up. Now, this is not your everyday human, too. He's from France, and he's 7'2", and he did say that he had traveled to Europe in the last 2 or 3 weeks. But he's 7'2", he's from France, and he comes over, and he was geared up to play. And he went back there, and they tested him, and if you've seen the video of what he did, I mean, that's one of the reasons he got it. But I have to say, at this point, I hope he's okay, first off. More importantly, I hope he's fine, which he probably will be. But he was about to gear up and play, and then they were like, oh, he's got the coronavirus. And then they pulled the guys off the court and everybody at that point. That was the first sign of the NBA going, whoop.
He never made it in the arena, at Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City. That was the big scare. But I was like, oh, my God, he was here. No, he wasn't there. He was at the team hotel, and he had felt a little under the weather, so they just gave him a test because of everything going on. He felt good. He wanted to go play, but they were like, listen, we're going to test you while everybody else goes to the arena and gets ready for the game. We're going to test you. You're going to sit out tonight just to be safe. Okay, fine. The test comes positive. That's why if you were watching the game last night and you could see in the background, the guy comes, they're getting close to ready to tip off. Guy comes running on the court, the doctor, the team doctor, basically to announce that he tested positive. This game doesn't need to go on. Everybody needs to be quarantined. The players need to be quarantined. And it goes back to, listen, the NBA players, there's going to be more people, I'm sure, that test positive because they came in contact with him. And Rudy Gobert, when you really break it down, his contact has been spread to all 30 teams in the NBA. Yeah. You could break it down because this team, then this played this team for the past 2 weeks. So we'll see. I mean, look, the best thing, and once again I say this, the best thing that can happen in all this, first off, if you know somebody that's been affected, look, we pray for them. We want everybody to be safe. This is no different than the flu. If somebody gets the flu, you want them to get better. If you've had the flu, you understand it sucks. It does. Influenza, Coach Hoiberg in Nebraska last night got sick. He felt bad, and this is one of the things. The guys had heart surgery.
Twice. That needs to be clear, too.
Well, and the other thing with it, regardless, though, is there are other sicknesses outside of this. Mm-hmm. And I go back to this. It's not the bubonic plague. Let's calm down. I'm not saying you don't be cautious, because you do be cautious. You should always be cautious, though. With everything going on right now, and regardless, you should have always been cautious anyway. Listen, if you have kids, Chad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're cautious anyway just because of your little 4-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Look, my parents were cautious with me growing up.
3 kids you don't know, too.
Oh, that's absolutely. I'm cautious with my rabbits. That's funny, but I am, because their immune systems are like nothing. Yeah. So you got to be careful, and people laugh at that, but I'm actually being serious. I love my little rabbits. I always have. But anyway, Brooks and Dunn are awesome. Paisley, rest in peace.
Yes.
But in all this, it's one thing that, listen,
especially around Easter time, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough
time.
All those pictures and everything. But the best thing that can happen in all this is Rudy Gobert get healthy. Donovan Mitchell, get healthy. These guys already didn't feel like they were under the weather. Heck, Donovan Mitchell was doing just fine. You know what? And look, Evan Fournier came out and said, listen, I've talked to Rudy Gobert. He's doing just fine, everybody. He was ready to play tonight until the doctor said, no, you're not playing. So this is a thing where the best thing that can happen, he gets better, nothing happens, and we can almost calm down a little bit. That doesn't mean you don't be cautious. You don't watch what you're doing. You don't use your hand sanitizer. You don't wash your hands. You take your Clorox wipes. My thing is, if you're going to the grocery stores, some people already do this. You see them there. They have little hand sanitizing wipes when you walk in. Bring some with you. Wipe your cart down. Just because the spread of the germs is everywhere. You don't want it to continue to spread, but at the same time, let's calm down. Let's just, like the guy yesterday that called in the show, he said, look at the numbers. Okay, the best thing we can do is don't panic and use common sense. And I think that's important in all this. And let's remember, this is not just wiping people out. If people that have died are people that are older, that are beyond, typically 55 years old, other than one or two cases, and they have pre-existing conditions.
55 and up, let's make that clear.
Well, there was that one girl that was like 20.
And probably had some medical conditions.
But had a medical condition already.
And I want to see, and look, everything can happen from a standpoint of people can get sick and do that. Look, we just, I think it was a month and a half ago, went from, and I know this because I had to travel, used to have to travel a lot more for play-by-play.
Where did you travel?
No, this is before all this, by the way. Do not look at me. You're the last. I've heard 3 coughs today. I'm monitoring it, by the way. We got to.
If I am coughing, it's probably because of you.
More than likely, yes. Which is sort of the irony of this situation is that for about 2.5 months we were up here and we both, I had, like I said, the Monday through Friday pill bottle from the Z-Packs and all that. I was I actually went 4 times to the doctor. And now, complete healthy right now. Someone's like, you're wearing a Patriot hat. You can't be healthy. But I am I'm feeling good, feeling better. And now this is all coming out. So as everybody else was not afraid, my throat was swelling. And now everything. But from a standpoint of sports, I think once the door was open, though, for the NCAA tournaments, it was going to be a snowball effect. And when they canceled the first tournaments today, you knew it was a matter of time before the other leagues joined. At first, we looked at the note because it didn't all happen together. They didn't all grab hands and sing Kumbaya. We're talking a lot of money, a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of travel. We sit back and watch on, 40, 50, if lucky, movie projector screen, and we sit there and we watch the games. But there are teams cheerleading, bands, family. When it comes to these tournaments, commissioners and athletic directors and people from all over that travel the United States for these tournaments. Think about it. The ACC tournament is held in Greensboro. Syracuse is upstate New York. So people had to go way down yonder for this tournament and make travel plans. Some people spent thousands upon thousands to get down there to Greensboro. That draws a lot of revenue to the Greensboro area in North Carolina for this event. And they lost a ton this week in their economy. That move, though, is affecting tons of people's lives to just in the middle of a game or anytime just go, whoop, we're done. And these were tough decisions being made. But once they made those decisions, the Big Sky, these other leagues that were holding on to every penny, they were all like, we're going to continue. I got a big game tonight with Long Beach State. They had Montana State's in this. They had to eventually call it too. And then we all sat there and Jeremy, Davis, all of us today, we were all sitting there and going, the NCAA tournament's next. And it was, within an hour. And the XFL is the only surviving one, but they've always been the rogue player, it seems. We'll see if that happens. If it gets by the 24 hours now, they might be going forward. And I got a pair of tickets. Face value $25. It's the only event in town, $5,000 apiece. JP, already got your bank account. We're coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
Say goodnight to frozen folded eggs and barely there bacon, America, because Wendy's is now serving up breakfast, and it's gonna be America's favorite. They just don't know it yet.
These are a few of my favorite things.
We're talking freshly cracked eggs, oven-cooked bacon. How did I even do mornings before this breakfast goodness? Come into Wendy's to try our new breakfast Baconator, the Frosty Chino, and the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. See you in the morning. You up for this?
Favorite things, yeah.
At participating Wendy's.
Jackson Pace Pharmacy has exciting news for ED patients. Viagra 100 milligram generic is finally here. Get it today. 30 tablets for $80, less than $3 a pill. You heard right. Viagra 100 milligram generic is less than $3 a tablet. A prescription from your doctor is required, so stop by Jackson Pays Pharmacy and cash in on the savings today. 2256 West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola.
Isaac, you missed the winning dunk and cost your team the championship. What are your thoughts?
Well, I switched to Boost Mobile and got a super fast network and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones, so even when we lose, I still win.
It was an easy, fast break, and no one was near you.
You know what's fast? Boost Mobile's super fast network.
They're calling your shot the greatest miss in history.
Boost Mobile's prices are never a miss. I even get 4 lines for $25 per line per month.
Oh, look at that. The fans are burning your jersey.
Yep, the fans get it. My Boost Mobile network is en fuego.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 per line per month with unlimited data and 4 free Samsung Galaxy A20 phones, all on our super reliable, super fast network. Step up with Boost Mobile. New customers only. Limited time offer while supplies last. Requires 1 port from eligible carrier and activation. 1 free device per line. Customers who use more than 35 gigabytes of data during a billing cycle will be deprioritized during times of network congestion. Offers and coverage not available everywhere. See boostmobile.com or retailer for full details.
What'd you do this time, Brad?
I'm in the doghouse after my hunting trip last weekend.
Yeah, I was too. I blew off our date.
How'd you get out of the doghouse?
Stillwater's Day and Medical Spa. I got her a gift card. It took 3 minutes at swmedspa.com. She booked it this Saturday.
Saturday? So 9 holes then?
Tea time's at 8.
To enjoy a hassle-free guys' weekend, let her relax at Stillwater's Day and Medical Spa. Visit swmedspa.com. Stillwater's Day and Medical Spa, voted best on the Bay 10 years in a row, and now offering tattoo removal.
Spring is almost here, so is the warm weather. So it's time to enjoy the live music, fresh Gulf seafood, and tropical cocktails with your toes dipped into the sugar white sands of Pensacola Beach. Make Flounders on Pensacola Beach your destination for live music every weekend. This weekend, enjoy live music from the Trey Lewis Band. For all the details of what's going on at Flounders, give them a follow on Facebook or check out flounderschowderhouse.com. Eat, drink, flounder. Flounders on Pensacola Beach.
The latest sports news is at ESPNpensacola.com and on Facebook at ESPN Pensacola. Plus, watch Chad Brillante, Coach K, and Sports Call live on our exclusive YouTube channel, ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Coming up on Sports Call this Saturday, I will recap my time at the McGuire's 5K Run, Selection Sunday, and the madness that is March. And Jason Fitz joins us at 12:30 on Sports Call with Davis and Justin on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Company, always on the run.
And welcome back, Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Your home for Pensacola Blue Wahoos baseball that we hope to watch this season, as well as UWF football, national champions. All the sports. We'll keep you throughout the week too. We're going to try real hard. We got a group of us, a core of about 4 or 5 of us. Davis, Jeremy, folks out there, even Jeff, who is not a big social media guy, by the way. He does not roam out there onto the social media landscape. But you did get Are you one of those guys on Facebook that has no picture? Like the gray picture on that?
Don't have one.
Has anybody out there accepted something from somebody with the no picture? By the way, that's a little
scary.
That is creepy right there,
especially nowadays.
Yeah, my dad's been texting me forever. He's like, "Why don't you accept my request?" I'm like,
I saw the Brillantes.
4 pics for Christmas.
The other
right there.
Brillantes that are on the Facebook, they do not look like you.
No, there is a group of us, a group called the Brillantes. It sounds like a mariachi band, but we were out there, and there's like 9 of us. 2 of them live in some areas that I'm not sure President Trump would allow them over here. I don't know. I'm not returning any of them. I have nothing to do with them, so I'm just making that clear. And if they try to say, hey, can we stay somewhere? Nope. No entry. My brother's in Ireland right now, and he's not coming back.
Way to call him out.
What do you mean? He's just not. They canceled his flight for a little while. That's
for a long while.
That's not a bad place. He's over there right now on vacation, drinking Guinness and hanging out at the golf course. For I think he's okay.
Did he ever get news if he's moving yet?
He has not gotten that news yet. Yeah,
just curious.
See, they can't do a lot of golf, and for the people that don't know, the Golf Channel is moving up north to Connecticut. But the difference is they can do a lot of in-studio shows up north.
Right.
You can't play golf 6 months of the year up in Connecticut. Their show is all about teaching people on the course. So Brett's shows with the lessons have to be outside, so they might stay in Orlando and keep that show. They don't know yet. So if not, he's looking to be a putt-putt attendant, I think, one with the crazy snake mouth. We're coming back for more. One more hour. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola. Simulcast on Blab TV. We'll talk something.
This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
You're listening to ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. All sports, all the time. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Yeah, listen up. If you're looking forward to watching some sports tonight and you're leaving somewhere where you haven't had your phone, or you just got your Verizon bill paid for, good luck tonight. We're coming back for more Sports Drive.
Smith has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin. Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Both been beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest, 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold. Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
Welcome back, Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. I'm Chad Brillante. Glad to be with you here as always. I'm glad to be here, but it's been a depressing day for our job. Let's just say.
You shake your head at this, but this is all we have to look forward to right now is reruns of games that have already happened.
Yeah, this will be
Butler
the
and
most
Xavier.
confusing day in the history of sports if you don't. If you're one of those rebels that just like, I don't have a cell phone, first off, it's going to be hard to contact anyone today. But if you don't have a cell phone or anything like that, and you still get the newspaper, because as of this morning,
you still have no idea.
You have no idea, and you're watching games. Every game on television right now, and they're showing a ton right now.
Yeah.
They're all clearly reruns. These are all. If you want to make
What you think?
You want to make some bets with friends today, you might be able to make some cash.
Look at all these fans here.
I'll take Butler.
Before they knew.
You're that bad at gambling, you take the team that ends up losing, and it's already been played 4 days ago. You're like, son of a. They're like, dude, all you had to do was just Google Butler's roster, and they
just think about that. All these fans sitting here at the Big East tournament just think they had no idea what was
no
coming.
idea right there.
None.
I feel like we've gone back a little too, and
that's every day. But
no,
yes.
I feel like we've gone back to yeah, that's true. But we've gone back to
continue
sort of levels of where back in the day in the Renaissance, where you had like the court jester, you had the folks. That's where I would start, and then you had the kings and queens, you had the peasants, but you had different classes, the class communication scale in the pyramid. And what you were able to do is those people would be like, go get me some meat. I want to fill my belly with goat meat. That's what I assume that a king would yell. Hans, please go get my family goat meat. That's probably accurate for the time of what happened back then. But as they filled their bellies with goat meat, Hans had to go miss a whole day to see his family to go rack up the goats, risk his life stealing someone's goat. And you realize, though, during this process that it's not always fair. Well, today, after they canceled all of these tournaments because of fear for the athletes who are the prize jewel They were showing videos of NBA arenas where they had the people that were working security and hard-working individuals that we met at Ice Flyers, Wahoo's games, good people in the community. And the security and the ushers and people were down there, no masks or anything, spraying off every seat, wiping them clean with hand sanitizers, Lysol, all over this place that just, according to the NBA and Major League Baseball and all of these schools, all these places out there, were hazardous areas that they had to get out. And now these people are like, okay, you know what? We've told everybody to leave, but you need to go back in there, and I want you to clean. It's sort of like Milton from Office, but I haven't received a paycheck in a while. But yeah, right, Milton. What I need you to do is take care of the rat problem while you're down here. But that's not my job, and I haven't got a paycheck, and I haven't seen my stapler. Right. I need you to go ahead and take care of it. We got some spray upstairs. So if you can just take care of those rats, that'd be great. Like, pretty much that's what they're doing to people today, and that's pretty much a shame. We're watching this, and why would that? I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. No, thanks. They are paying these people, though, for the next four weeks, I think it is. The NBA made the decision that they're going to pay the people inside there the next 4 weeks.
Which is awesome.
It is good. But if you were, regardless of pay, because these guys aren't making them, maybe make $15 an hour, whatever they make. But for $15 an hour, they said, hey, JP, it's great. No, we're getting everybody out of here. This place is, everybody get them out now. You were part of it to usher them out. That makes sense. Usher them out. And then the next thing you know, you have to go back out there and be like, that's great. Now that everybody's out, we want you to go back down there and just clean everywhere. Touch everything you can and clean it. You'd be like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Just saying. It's sort of a slap in the... Well, for the price. If you're out of a job,
if you're
suck it up and do it, but you're thinking that.
There's ways to do it safely.
Is there? Apparently. Does anybody know it? Because we have the highest people getting paid tons of money that as a few days ago, they said, you know what? We're going to allow family and friends to go to the game. About 20 minutes later.
Knoxville figured it out.
Not family and friends. That dad might be old. That mom might be old. Okay, you know what? We're going to have no fans. We're not going to do no fans. Now, that might backlash and we're going to have no teams. Well, then we can't play the game. We're not doing it. So in the last 24 to 48 hours, nobody has any clue what this is unprecedented for the wrong reasons. So nobody has a platform. But there are leagues right now. I want to make this clear to people for hope. I'm bringing some hope today in a terrible situation for me and for everybody else in sports today. JP. I do have to say, though, that there are places in China right now, leagues, baseball leagues and others, that after what happened in Wuhan and everything that went on, that as the city got it and they came out and they were able to get some whatever they could take to mask it, people are still working on more of the antibiotics or what to take. Not the antibiotics. I'm using the wrong word here. Hey.
Nope.
I was looking at what I've learned already from Dan the Man there. But whatever it is at this point, to just like a Tamiflu, to find a way to at least help it. The flu shots, influenza shots that you can get. The people over there now are back to playing baseball. So, and that was what, 4 weeks ago?
Sounds about right.
So, and they have a lot more people, and they had a lot more people get it. So they're already back to a lot of their leagues playing right now. So this is not going to be a forever thing, people. I want to make that 100% clear. This is not a forever thing. If it is, we're in a lot more trouble. We've seen nothing. We can only base on what we're seeing here. Not the media freaking out. I'm tired of seeing people running the streets. Why do we need any more toilet paper than what you already have? Unless you, first off, the guy that I watched the video today on the cruise ship, he's like, no, I didn't cough. I coughed a little, but the difference was my throat was dry. I wonder what he was doing. His throat was dry, and he also said for about, I think he said for 2 to 3 hours, he felt really, really sick. And then about 8 hours, he said he had about 103 temperature. It went down, but for one day he had the fever bad. And then after that, he seemed to be okay. He had to be quarantined to be sure. But he said when he got it, they were checking people on the cruise ship, and he was part of that cruise ship that they stopped the original one. And he said his wife didn't get it, and she was in the same room. But they kept him on there. They had medical. They flew them all in. They had 2 big Boeing, the biggest planes you can get, fly in, pick them up, and take them to a quarantine zone. And they checked him out, and he had it. He didn't even know it at the time. And he said there was one rough day where the temperature spiked. And after that, they just said, drink a lot of water, stay okay. And he was out 3 days. He said no symptoms afterwards, everything. And he said his wife was in it the whole time next to him and never got it once. And she was right next to him. She was like, well, if we're both going to be here, nothing happened. He was in his 60s. And not every case is the same, but a lot of these people, they're like, okay, ride out the storm like we do for the flu, watch the prices right, and then move on in a couple days. But that's what's probably going to happen. So even the NFL, people were bashing the NFL. Oh, they just want the money and the greed. Guess what? They don't have to make a decision today. They're going to be in August when it comes around. When the draft comes around in April, hopefully this has all been passed. I'm hoping. I don't have the answers, but I'm hoping based on what's already happened in a blueprint in China. Hopefully that happens to us as well.
Well, and I think I know it's tough, and look, the NCAA, I'm not going to fault them because they got the brainiacs in there. They know what's going on better than we do. But I almost am very hesitant to the fact that they even canceled, when you talk about sports like baseball and softball, for college, like the College World Series for baseball and softball. And I know, I'm just saying that's not the tremendous money makers like March Madness is. I get that. I'm just saying in general for these guys because those aren't played until like late May. That's later when you're talking about the summer. And remember, too, everybody's talking about the summer getting here is so good because the warmer it gets, the harder it is for this virus to spread. That's general. How many cases of the flu do you get when it's 90 degrees outside? Well, not very many. But for them canceling it, I get it. I do get it, but I almost wonder. I get March Madness. It sucks, but it's right here around the corner. It's fixing to start in a week or two. But when you're talking about like the College World Series and stuff, and I am biased because I love baseball. I love college baseball. I love college softball. I told you before, Autumn watches it religiously. I mean, I got the ESPN Plus, so the games that you can't get on TV, she goes on there, I go home, and she's got it streamed on the TV, and I'm like, all right, this is what we're watching. Fair enough. Her being an Auburn
gal
fan.
Right there.
I'm not going to argue.
That's a beautiful moment right there.
I'm not going to argue. She comes in, and I'm like, hey, so we're going to watch. Okay, fair enough. College softball, I'm cool with that. But once again, I understand what they're doing. It's tough because these are events like March Madness. I told you there's certain events in your sports year that you got to check off. You got, of course, your World Series. We're both big baseball guys. Super Bowl, your national championship game for college football, your UCF Knights winning the cheerleading championship.
Well, first off, we've claimed every sport today that has stopped. Since there's not going to be a champion right now, unless they come back, we claim 17 titles today. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Congratulations on that.
Go Knights. We have claimed the sport.
Oregon won the Pac-12. Thank you. And we're in a Power 5 conference, so we're going to take that from you. You can have your non-Power 5 there, your Group of 5 championship.
Try to out-parade us. Try to out-parade us.
Well,
you have Nike money, so yeah.
You got more kids at your school, too.
That's right.
But, no, my thing on this, though, is I get it. I do, and it's something that we're just going to have to accept for a little bit. Give it a couple weeks. I think everything's going to be fine. Like you said with China, it's important. You just throw my basketball down?
Yeah, you disrespect UCF. That's
wow.
Jeez.
All right, anyway.
Clearly the full-size basketball when the hand test.
But I think that is important. That, look, they're back to kind of getting to normal, and they had it 10 times worse. I think what we're doing here, I'm not going to disagree with stopping leagues and things like that. Look, it's for the best. I get it. Let's stop it right. And if we're going to do this, let's do this right, though. That's where I didn't agree with. You have fans that come in here during these games. They cut it at halftime. Well, if you were so worried about this, why did we not just shut this off in the beginning?
That's the way. You're right about some of it, but I think we're going overboard on a lot of it. It's all about. There's two things that I've learned over time. It all comes back to money, and it all comes back to liability. When you're in a big corporation, liability and money are the two things, and that's all you got there. If you've been there 25 years, 30 years, you're not going to let one person bring you down, regardless of their stature or anything going on. And the thing is, when it comes down to a lot of these leagues, there's two things I've learned. Now, somebody's out there listening right now, and they're going, well, that doesn't make any sense. All these leagues are taking huge hits. For the time being. One thing nobody's thinking outside of we've had a lot of time to think. What is one thing when the money was allocated, Donald Trump was talking yesterday, which seemed a little different, by the way, because he was reading off a teleprompter. There was none of the, listen, this is what, it wasn't like the pauses and the things like, get him out of here. Get him out. It was just clearly, but when he was reading, he said there's going to be hundreds by the time this is over. I think it was hundreds of billions of dollars that is going to be allocated throughout different funding. That is going to be, some right now is being thrown out there, billions. I don't know this number. Folks in News Radio downstairs know a lot more.
You don't need to know
I
that
don't.
number.
But what I do know is when we say right now that CBS, and I'm just writing random numbers.
Okay.
Just there's a picture of a snow cone here. But It's cherry. It was cherry flavored, by the way. That was going through my head.
Cool.
But if you look at the numbers, I'm trying to remember after that one. All I'm thinking is cherry snow cones.
Cherry snow cones
be
is
delicious. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's a snowball. Snowball in the South is
Continue.
the key.
900 billion, million, not a billion.
$900 million is what the NCAA makes on March Madness. So people say that's a huge hit. Or are we going to take that money like when the banks were bailed out? And a lot of these leagues that have been canceled have said, look, that is what we made. This national crisis that we have made, because yesterday they called it a pandemic and the things that, so based on it's a national crisis, we are going to be bailed out of this. We're going to be bailed out if we decide to do this. Because right now, the XFL is the rogue. They're the one of the family that the family's got millions and billions of dollars, and they're like the kid that becomes an outlaw. He goes to jail and he's taking mud shots. Be like, why don't you just come on the regatta team with us, Jimmy? You don't need to do this. Just be on the regatta team with your brother here. He dresses in that polo with the wrap sweater in the summer, and be that. That's what I'm just thinking of it going on. While the guy is swirling a martini and playing tennis at the same time. But
squash.
Jimmy, get my racket, my third racket. So he goes out there, and you're basically, the XFL is that rogue person, because they haven't decided, as we know right now, what's going on. They're still
know
planning.
What's going
They
on.
know what I mean is we don't know whether or not they're going to cancel it yet. We assume that they're going to follow suit. But as of right now, Major League Baseball, NHL, who never, Gary Bettman and them are always, they don't want to do that. First off, half the NHL is not, they look at this as not really as an American thing. Over half that league's Canadian. They're like, we're still doing things over there. We're still smiling. We're okay. But the NHL, Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL has a chance to wait. The sports going on right now, all the major sports, March Madness, they've decided. So the only thing left going on right now in sports that people will watch on major networks is XFL football. And they have a chance right now to make a decision to be the Kings, where if you want sports on Saturday, you're not watching. And Sunday. Sunday, there's no Selection Sunday without teams. So when everybody's sitting around waiting for the announcement, nothing like the announcement and then the 3-second delay, Virginia Commonwealth, VCU's in the tournament. And they're all waiting. But we already know, and then they go to their gym. And since it's on a 3-second delay, it's the best delay in the history of the world. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, celebrate, get ready. And then 2 seconds later it goes, and everybody jumps up in the air like the wacky weighted inflatable tube people. They're and we're all like, we knew that, baby. And then, the ones that don't, then they go into the teams like this that have been waiting, the background, and they're still not getting the call. And they're usually at like some cool fancy sports pub together, and they're all just like, more drinks on the house. Isn't that son 18? I just watched him play back. Get him a drink. Like, you all right. So this is the kind of thing where for everybody in the XFL, they have a decision to make right now. They can be the Kings or they follow suit, because you know that the government and other people, and if people don't think sports and the government mix, are you kidding me right now? They're talking about the Olympics coming up. I will tell you, though, if the XFL joins them, then they have a consistent autonomy across the board of a bailout plan, and they can get paid. Because there will be a bailout.
The XFL.
There will be, I guarantee.
If the XFL plays Saturday and Sunday,
might ruin it for everybody else. But for us, it'd be awesome.
We saw the numbers the first week, like 3.3 million people paying attention. What do you think the numbers will be if the XFL is the only thing going on outside of NASCAR? Because there's a lot more NASCAR fans than people really understand. You may not go to the races, but you watch. And that NASCAR is a lot bigger.
Have you been to Talladega?
Yes.
Do you think any of those people, the things that I've seen at Talladega, I don't think anybody in that stand cares about the coronavirus.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen things that are happening.
But what I'm saying with NASCAR is, of course,
with
NASCAR,
raccoons and a bush light that I don't want to ever see again.
NASCAR's already said that this week and next week they're going to have their races, but they're going to be without fans. Understandable. The fans are still going to show up. They're going to be outside of the raceway. You can bet on that, because that's what these people do.
Oh, they're going to tailgate regardless.
And like you said, if you've never been to Talladega before, my first time going to Talladega, I was 9 years old, and there are things I still remember. And I go back, and it's just crazy. It's a different world, is what I'm going to say, and that's the nice way of putting this. But when you look at that, NASCAR is a tremendous sport. It's growing and growing and growing. It always has. But it's just not that flashy sport.
There are some flashies.
Well, there are, but that's
at Talladega. You get
no, it's a little bit different. But completely lost where I was going with this.
You
now.
should.
You have the
right
I'm getting
to
at
lose
with the XFL.
I know your visual's gone.
Going back to this with the XFL, if it's the only thing outside of NASCAR that's on, the viewership has to be through the roof. Because even if you don't care about XFL football, if you still like college football, you'll watch. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
So it reaches everybody because there's those people, and I respect them, that say, I don't watch NFL after all that, the kneeling, and I get that. That's your opinion. Absolutely.
It's a different league than the XFL.
But here, that's what I'm getting to. The XFL's different than that. Okay, and then you're the guy that says, you know what? I love college football. I don't like the NFL, but I like college football. You're like, okay, well, this is not NFL. I'll watch this. NFL diehards, you'll watch this because, well, you're just a football fan. And I think just in general, when we talk about this football in general, no matter where you're at, the XFL meets you in the middle. So I think this is going to be, if they do this, which I think, I'm not going to say they should. I hope they do. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But this is just the perfect opportunity for them to not even be a compliment to Oliver Luck coming out saying, we want to be a compliment to the NFL. We want to be a compliment. We want to be a compliment. This is your chance to step up. This is your chance to get the viewers. Everybody's paying attention to you. Nobody else. Nobody's worried about anything else going on outside of free agency and things like that, and Tom Brady going to the Titans or the Cowboys. But wherever he decides to go, Jonah, I know you're listening, nobody's worried about that. Saturday and Sunday, XFL, I think personally, this is just personally because of what's happened now, and there's nothing else out there, they will go beyond 10 million viewers.
This is the first time in the history of sports, not our lifetime. When people say, my lifetime, best player, no, we don't say in our lifetime. You remember George Mikan? No, I didn't. I didn't know when he was hanging out there. But I will say, though, that this has never happened in the history of sports ever, that we have all sports stopping at one point. Right around playoff time for a lot of these. Right around, and Jeffrey Dean, we were talking about it, it's scholarships. Are they going to give these kids back a year? That a lot of these kids that don't have an opportunity, are they going to give them another year on their scholarship? A lot of teams financially, there was a lot of gain from schools that get into the tournament and how much money and revenue it brings to the schools. And schools like Kansas and Baylor's having one heck of a year. And let's not lie to ourselves, I know it's a private school, but Baylor, after all the money they did, 48 cases of sexual assault on their schools, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of things going on, and they're about to get a huge chunk from the NCAA if they made the Final Four. That money was invested. A lot of these things that people aren't thinking of at all, and it's really none of their business besides the schools, but a lot of kids and scholarships and kids in high school right now, that kids, stars in this area that were about to go play high school. We both had a chance to play college sports for a little while, and when it came down to it, having an opportunity to be there, the hard work and the energy it took to even get people to look at you or have opportunities. And that's even with some kids that don't even get scholarships. There's a lot of high school kids today that don't know what's happening, or they don't know if they're going to that school, or they look in an area like Seattle, or they look in an area like in Ohio and some of these places that immediately put a halt and said, I don't know if I really want to go to the University of Seattle right now. I might have to pass on that. First off, if you're saying that, better be a good sport because they're not that good in sports. But I mean, University of Washington, many places. I'm just saying this is way bigger than just right now these teams suspending it. This is not a suspension because a guy beaned a guy in a game because somebody was banging on trash cans in Houston. This is huge, and we don't have a blueprint to go with it, but we do. We have seen people in China that have gone through it, and now they're playing sports again. There are leagues right now that are playing again in baseball and other leagues that 3 weeks ago weren't. And they're back doing their thing. So hopefully we have that same blueprint. And it's not a perfect answer, but the XFL is the road factor. And to answer your question, how many people?
Can you see past 10 million?
Absolutely past 10. Are you kidding me? I think every sports fan for two reasons would be watching. They'll be watching to see, and let's not lie, why do you think people stay up late to see Jigsaw, movies where people get their heads cut off by some machine that looks creepy? Because people want to see also, not me, but some people want to see whether people get the coronavirus if they all went. Agree? Even if they don't have fans, people are going to be like, I want to see if the quarterback gets it. And then the offensive lineman in the middle of the game goes, oh, I'm not feeling good. And then everybody is going, I told you not to play. People want to see that as well. Because if they play a week of football and some people will get the coronavirus. But if they play a week and everybody's like, yeah, football, the blessing of football is it's a week in between each other. So between a week, if somebody gets it on a Sunday for the game or a Saturday game, and then by around Thursday they're all right and they're back at it, They said, yeah, we actually had 72 cases of the coronavirus this week that were tested, and 68 of the 72 players are back and playing this week. A couple others just going to sweat it out, watch some more Price is Right, and they'll be back for next week's game. People go, that doesn't sound bad. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, that didn't sound that bad. If it gets worse and something actually detrimental happens, then on a global scale and a bigger scale, we need to be more concerned, even from our local leagues like the Frisbee Golf League that we were talking about. Coming back for more Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, simulcast on Blab TV.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
What if people had a battery level icon? Like on your phone? You'd see a lot of us in need of a recharge. Thank goodness there's 5-Hour Energy. Because just one sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy shot can get you all the way back to 100% fast. And isn't life better at 100%? 5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
For ESPN Pensacola Ridiculous Stats, I'm JP. Bulls and White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf continued to pay Michael Jordan his reported $4 million basketball salary while he was experimenting with baseball. Thank goodness he gave up baseball. Sorry, MJ. And 6 of Tim Tebow's 7 wins with the Miracle 2011 Denver Broncos were of the come-from-behind variety. Who said Tebow should have played tight end in the NFL? Oh, that was me. Bill Buckner had more hits than Ted Williams, but apparently couldn't field a ground ball. For your ESPN Pensacola Ridiculous Stats, I'm JP.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
His football career started as a quarterback at Pensacola High. It culminated as the coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, Coach K. Stevenson talks football every day at noon on Talk Football with Coach K.
Kareem Hunt got pulled over last week for speeding.
This guy's been in trouble over and over and over again. Now, if they get him out of this, he will get in trouble again.
Noon to 1, weekdays on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station, ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
See you driving around town with the girl I love, and I like forget you. I just a change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like,
And we got like the sprinkler and all those dances. Got to go the sanitizer. Someone doesn't break out the sanitizer.
The Corona.
Hand sanitizer is sort of my move anyway. It's just like, what is that guy doing with his hands?
The butterfly? No, do the butterfly. That's your move.
You want to think that's a peacock, baby. Let it fly. Have you ever seen a peacock try to fly, by the way? It's not,
yes.
No joke, 100%. I saw a peacock, what's it, service animal? What are they called again?
Yeah,
Animals
service animal?
Yeah. Some person at the airport
That would
had
be
a
a
peacock.
beautiful animal,
It was a beautiful. I mean,
Like,
it caught
make
our
you calm
attention
down.
immediately. It did make everybody
That's what I'm saying.
everybody little confused why this thing was live. It was at the Atlanta, where everything you see. I mean, if you want to see things, Houston or Atlanta are the two places to see everything. But yeah, it was in Atlanta. What was it? Would you go with that, by the way?
The peacock? Service animal? Is that what you're asking? Would I have one?
Don't you have to? Isn't there? You have to get to a point. You can't just claim. Can you do that?
I don't know.
I don't
I've
know
seen
the
some
service
already.
animals.
If
right?
so, then I'm getting service bunnies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you can just claim. We do Frisky Friday downstairs. Tomorrow's a perfect day. We'll ask these people. They're like,
Is that
this
what we
is not
called
my
it?
forte.
Is that what we've been called? Oh, you're talking about in the studio. Okay, well that's
I'm talking in the morning on Bridget's show. For
Oh yeah.
That,
Okay. No, that's not what I thought you were talking about.
That's not even Friday.
That's not.
No, we don't remember. By
That's
the end
just
of the-
frisky.
That's it's one day. Hey, how about it? XFL baby is
All right, XFL.
you just got snake bit by the vipers. I just made a noise of a animal right there. That was not a viper.
What's going on?
What's happening? So Vipers right now, the XFL. Look what you've done. You made us all crazy. There's no sport. No games going on tonight. So that should be the thing. Now you have nothing to watch tonight in the world of sports, besides if you're going to one of your kids' games or something like that.
By the way, let us know.
Yeah. Well, frankly, hopefully tuning to us.
I'm waiting on the update for the 8U.
We're staying strong right here. I'm in my orange hat.
Don't know why.
Even Jonathan, by the way, this is a Blue Wahoo's hat from the inaugural season that was given out to the first 2,000 fans. And he was like, that's a terrible hat. I was like, this is your team. I'm like, we gave that that's a giveaway hat. Jonathan, by the way, if you're listening, I've bought 3 hats from the store. So I want to make that clear.
I have to.
So it was pouring down rain, and Brittany one day, she didn't have a jacket, so I bought the jacket. Saw the price tag, but I bought the jacket, and I've spent my own money down there multiple times. This hat was free, and it looks like a free hat. It does. Or the guy at the airport that people can see when you're landing planes, making sure to fly you in. That's what. But I'm also hiding my hair because I was told I might have 17 strands of things going on in this hair.
You've always had those strands.
Definitely have the bird flu up there because, I mean, think about that. There's been a blue jay up there nesting for about 4 weeks. So let's get to, I was going to say some of the games, but we don't have any of that. Let's get to right now. Let's break down our March Madness as if it was happening.
All right. So does Kansas win since they were ranked number 1? Are they official? Did they win the Kansas Jayhawks? Congratulations.
I'm going to go with Baylor. I like what they're doing inside, and I think
they're not number 1. It does not matter.
I think the biggest thing is we're not going to have any clue to really figure out whether or not they're going to have a let-me-down game. So I think Baylor moves on here.
That's too late.
Let's go ahead and fill
Kansas
our brackets
number 1.
Okay. All right. Florida, I think this is a good year for them to have that up. Florida State's here. What a shame for Florida State, Leonard Hamilton. This was the team that
I know. This was
there's
this
a
could
couple
be their
stories.
Year.
We should do that. The what a shame moment for teams. Let's go through. Last year was the year, by the way, in sports. Remember, you had the St. Louis Blues, Rob Strano, and so many people out there. I know John Ron and a lot of St. Louis fans out there. If you're a St. Louis fan, it's a great year for you. The Blues win that first. Then you had a team like the Washington Nationals getting that first timer right there, Anthony Rendon, guy that could hit 5 straight home runs and put him on a polygraph, and you don't know if he's smiling. But he's a great guy, does the right thing. You know what would be the most boring show? The Rendon and Trout show. They probably have that. They're 2 stars making $1,600 million if they play this.
Would be 3 words.
Rendon and Trout on the same show. They're both. I mean that's the best duo right now. I don't think that's an argument.
No.
You would say that's the best combo in baseball right now in the field.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
It's really hard to argue. I mean, that's the MVP of both leagues. It is. It's it's.
Well, but is Rendon going to have the same year? Though?
I know didn't Bellinger win it, but I mean Rendon was the MVP.
But with Rendon, is Rendon? I know he's had good years, but the year he had last year was over the top. Is this going to happen again? I don't feel like he's going to have that good of a year.
But his bad years, remember, weren't that bad, and Bryce Harper got all the accolades. The 4th, he was the one that sort of they built around.
Yeah, you couldn't win. You can't win a championship without Bryce Harper. Oh, sorry.
But think about it too. Inside the locker room, when you're always for everybody in any sport, in any job, when you feel like you're the most important valued asset, then a lot of times people carry that weight with them. They go, you know what, I'm taking to the next level. How many players, Kawhi Leonard, by the way, we weren't talking about Kawhi Leonard when he was with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili as much, remember? Because it was Tim Duncan's team, and Tony and Manu and these guys had been around. He was the young kid. He was he was a great athlete, great player, best defensive player on that team. But the difference was the second that he became the man, and then he goes to Toronto, he became the star. He took command of that. People have to do that. And some people have it, some don't. That's why when like a Harrison Barnes is traded to Sacramento, you go, good luck. I think he grew a beard. He looks gangster with that. But Harrison Barnes now in Sacramento, and they're not that good, and he's not even their best player because you knew he was a role player for that Golden State team. Some people own it and some don't. And for a guy like Anthony Rendon, when he stepped up when Bryce was gone, they needed Zimmerman was old, Trey Turner was hurt, Kurt Suzuki was old. They brought in a very clutch Howie Kendrick, but he was the man. He became the man and was that guy to lead the team.
Breaking news.
Juan Soto's really good too.
Breaking news.
Yes. If
XFL canceled their season.
Did they?
Yep.
I knew it was within.
They currently, the XFL will not be playing its regular season games. However, all players will be paid their base pay and benefits for the 2020 regular season. All XFL ticket holders will be issued refunds or credit towards future games. The XFL is committed to playing a full season in 2021 and future years. Well, crap. Well, there you go for all that. We felt that
we knew it was going to happen.
We knew it was a long shot for them to play, but it sucks.
Well, they got a call too, like I said, whether we're talking about this today or not, or if it ever actually comes out. Because unless you work for one of those banks, nobody knew how much money the banks were bailed out. You know what I'm talking about? These leagues are going to get money. The safety of the country and the safety of the people for how many of these venues in these cities, you don't think for a second that these cities like Dayton, Ohio, and some of these are like, hey, this is our event. Dayton, Ohio is known. I've been through Dayton. Drive through Kentucky, you get it right up there, go through Dayton, then you hit Cincinnati. And when we were in Dayton, that is it. I mean, they'll say home of March Madness and everything that goes on, and they own it. But these cities needed that money. So you know there's some cities out there, if they got to decide, like drug testing on people like the Honey Badger compared to BYU, you drink soda water, or a guy like Honey Badger gets a 9th drug test fail, and they're like, well, he might play. I don't know. The other guy's like, get off our team. Did you kiss your girlfriend? Did you just kiss your girlfriend? Cut him. Well, come on, coach. We don't do that in BYU. Cut him now. But that happened, actually. I went over the top on how he left, but that guy making out with his girlfriend got kicked off the team. That's not a joke. The basketball player, Brandon Davies. Looking, though, at yeah, he's like, I win, don't I? I lose, but I win, right?
Basketball's not forever.
He's like, in 2 years, the tournaments are going to be canceled anyway. But with all of this, you know there were cities, if they had to, that would have been fighting individually. They'd been like, yeah, that's great. We're going to still play we're going to make now the Southwest region down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We are now the title. Our group of 16 teams, whoever wins that is now the champion because you all have canceled. So woohoo, right there. Championship is like New Mexico State versus one juggernaut. Final Four would actually have a shot to win it all. The Loyola Chicago's. I'm just saying. They're going to get bailed out. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, but everybody had to be together. And the XFL was the last to fall just a few minutes ago. It was going to happen. Sports Drive coming back for more.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this. And as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
JP here. Well, we're at the halfway point in the XFL season, and we have learned that hand models don't seem to be good quarterbacks. Shout out to the Dallas Renegades. The face of the XFL, PJ Walker, and the Houston Roughnecks can't be stopped, starting the season 5-0. And Oliver Luck joining in the DC Defenders Beer Snake. Pretty awesome. From all the top interviews to the recap of the past week's games and the predictions to the week ahead, we got it here on Inside the XFL Join Coach K, Chad Brillante, and myself every Monday and Friday at 12:30, right after Talk Football with Coach K.
So I'm having this debate with a landlord.
I said, no pets. Can't rent you the apartment.
My dog is not a pet. Look, I'm legally blind. I need my guide dog.
Sorry, those are the rules.
Rules that allow for housing discrimination? So I made a call to HUD. Turns out, landlords must make reasonable accommodations for assistance animals.
If you think you've been discriminated against, call HUD at 1-800-669-9777 or go to hud.gov/fair housing.
Fair housing is your right. Use it.
A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh, dilly dilly.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You can watch Chad on the Sports Drive live right now on our YouTube channel at ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Welcome back. Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV, and having some fun with you here on a day that hasn't been the greatest for sports, and officially the last one to fall, the XFL, has canceled the rest of the year. So there it is. For the major sports out there, the 4 majors, when you talk about the NHL, Major League Baseball, talking about the NBA, they'd either suspended or canceled some of the games. The SEC, you knew it was serious when the SEC conference came out earlier today, and they're like, we're not playing any more sports in the spring at this point. Tons of them across the board. And you're like, okay, the SEC is usually like, in the South we do things, we're not playing games. And they're like, yeah, listen, there is that coronavirus isn't spread to cities like Fayetteville and other places. And someone goes, yeah, but you have to have like a lot of travelers coming in from all over. Why would they go to Starkville or Fayetteville? Like, listen, it's not my job to decide that. Nashville, Vanderbilt would get a lot of people.
Did you sell those XFL tickets?
I did not yet, and I'm very disappointed.
Well, there you go. You missed
I was
out.
looking for buyers for a pair of XFL tickets. I said I had minutes, and now I'm out.
I wonder if the XFL shop, like the merchandise, will go on sale now. Just saying, I'd buy some.
We have never seen this in sports, but there are a lot of things that we're not thinking of today. Like I joked, but imagine that guy that was in the NCAA tournament that had like those tickets that we see in Biloxi and all that had like a 9-team parlay or whatever in the last leg or one of those big, and they had to win them all. It was one of those like those teasers or whatever that you have to win like 6, but you have to win every game. And you had won 5 in the final ticket to win this huge thing. Like, the Pick'ems contest in the NFL. Like you're in the final week and they're like, sorry, we've canceled. Like, but I was winning it. Sorry, dude, go home. From a positive standpoint, how about this? This will be the best. If you're going to a park or a zoo, which a lot of people aren't this week, it's going to be a huge family week at home.
Nice and warm. The weather's going to be, mild, spring weather, upper 70s. If you want to look at positives, it's going to be beautiful.
A lot of family time this week. There's no more like, honey, I'm sorry, it's my conference.
Unless you're a NASCAR
Florida State's
fan.
playing in the final round. I've been following them since the Clemson game.
If you're a NASCAR fan, you're still tuning in. Xfinity race on Saturday. Cup Series race on Sunday. I guess there's that.
I feel, though, in a way, I'm not 100% on this, and I don't know anything to back this, but if you are a NASCAR fan, like Tasca and Kevin, a lot of folks that go to the and if you're a NASCAR fan, I feel like a lot of people that marry or are dating somebody, and you go to the races religiously, like you go to the races all the time. Charlotte, you'll go to Dover, you'll go everywhere. If you go to these races, I feel like you probably are dating somebody or married to somebody that likes it as well. Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's NASCAR's a little far. A lot of basketball fans. There's a lot of family members that despise a lot of sports because of the reason that it takes up so much time away from people.
Right.
Let's be honest. But I mean, I know my job during football season, we don't get to see our families a lot. On the weekends, we're at 14 different events, and when I didn't have a weekend off. It's been different now that you're hosting Coach K and. But when we had our college shows, Coach K show and then the NFL, I was doing 4 different shows, and including the NFL tailgate show, and it was every day. And on the weekends, we did more stuff when we had everything going on from Saturday events with UWF. We were out there with our tent, Cat Country and ESPN down there doing the announcements. Every weekend there was events going on. And now when football season's over, we got to spend some more time. Well, nobody has any excuse now.
Sure.
That would be somebody I want on Monday on this show. Since probably there'll still be no sports, we'll be just talking more on this.
Ferret legging. They haven't canceled ferret legging. Or the PGA, but ferret legging is way more important.
Ferret legging. If ferret legging needed to cancel because of a flu, the people that wrote the rules to ferret legging sound like the people that just slug down a pint, and they don't care much because if the people don't know, this is an official sport. This isn't like you just claim it. Like, I'm the president of sports with a flag in front of your house.
If anybody claim it, be you.
Well, UCF does that. But I will say that ferret legging is a sport, and it's part of the World Sports Organization. It's gone through the bylaws. It is to put a ferret in your trousers in the winter. It was sort of the loser.
You have to say trousers. You have to.
You have to say trousers. It just makes more sense. Jeans.
Can't drink alcohol.
Jeans might excessively hurt. That and the ferret. Some of these jeans that kids are wearing today. Never forget when I came home from college and my grandma goes, "Oh my gosh," we were going to church, and she goes, "Somebody cut your jeans." And I was like, "No, Grandma." Don't see the back, as you'll say someone bleached my jeans too. But I was like, yeah, there's a few cuts.
That was like 2 days ago, Chad.
I don't wear those anymore. Listen, don't do that anymore. I don't have time for that. Don't need to be showing off those.
It's a sign.
Don't do it.
Graham was right.
I'm wearing a Trucker Patriot hat on air right now.
That's true.
I will say though, that for those people, though, that she goes, "Oh, my gosh, she cuts in your jeans." And then I looked over and I was like, "Grandma, that's part of the look." And she goes, "What? What? Why would somebody do that?" I'm like, "Grandma, I can't actually answer that logically. Why would somebody say, hey, let's rip all part of our jeans?" But it's a look. Why do people low ride when they trip in a parking lot because they want saggy, baggy clothes? I don't get that either. But some people do it, and I don't know. It's just part of what it is, I guess. But I do have to say, though, on Monday, I want to hear the stories when we come back on Monday about who was able to convince their family that they didn't have to go to a big event or a wedding or something that they didn't want to do. Like it was one of those kind of things, like it's a bridal shower for like a great aunt and you didn't want to be there. And you're like, "Nah, sorry, honey, we got the big game. It's the championship. Our team can get into the matchup." I want to hear if somebody pulled that off this week. Then you say it on air and you're flat out liar. And
I want to hear
might lead to you sleeping on the couch for months.
I want to hear what you found out about maybe your family or just going on around you because you weren't paying attention to sports as much. Like something you found out, you're just like, "Wait a minute, this has been going on the whole time. I had no idea." You know exactly what I'm talking about. You found out things ever since we quit having to do all these football events.
Been married to Regina for 25 years, and I found out today that she likes flowers. It was incredible. I came home with some flowers. I didn't know what to do at 7 o'clock, so I came home with flowers, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And I took her to a movie, and she likes movies too. I didn't even.
This little girl came up to me and said, "Daddy," and I was like, "What?"
She likes dinner. I took her to eat. She likes to eat. I always just said, "Yeah, did you already eat?" And then I flipped over to Channel 40 and watched the game. And
sports, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she liked me to cook food. What? Now you're a traditional. If that's the path we're taking, then yeah, Regina. God bless you, Regina, out there. If you're out there, 25 years I've dealt with this.
Found out her name was Mary. Wasn't Regina at all.
It wasn't. Her name wasn't, It was a twin the whole time. You didn't even know.
This 2-year-old keeps poking me in the side saying, Daddy, I had no idea. It's wow. Congratulations. God bless America.
Didn't even know I had 4 kids. Antonio Cromartie came out today and said, I'm just glad
Speaking of 4 kids.
Antonio Cromartie said, I'm just glad that 6 of my 8 kids are not going to get this, that the kids aren't getting it today. So good for Cromartie. Good for him saying that. He knows that 6, 2, or his 8 kids are not going to be getting it. It's not hitting them right now. So
he's actually is rounding up a little. He's not sure. He's just being safe.
Could be a baker's dozen. We knew the XFL is done, by the way. So now we have officially, we're really going to do an extensive breakdown of the St. Louis Battlehawks to get you in the mood, but that is not happening. March Madness has been canceled. We're going to think of something. I'm doing a pick now. Like, I will broadcast. We'll get into the he'll be Bill Walton. I'll get in there. And welcome down to East Hill. We have one net on this hoop here tonight, but we are going to broadcast today's.
That'd be great.
That would be fun. Let's do it.
And put on a tournament.
We'll do it live. Why not? I mean, I think that people
put on a 3-on-3 tournament. That'd be fun.
Come on, sponsors. Let's make this happen. We'll go to a park, and we're going to broadcast people picking them. They don't even know either. We're going to pull up with our Comrex machine, and we will just start broadcasting their game so we can get some tours for you. Deal? Somebody wants to sponsor that.
Deal.
Give us a call. When we go to break, 850-623-1330. You want to sponsor a pickup game at the park so we can talk sports. That is where we have come to, folks. Let's make local sports great again. We're coming back. Sports Drive.
First take, your take with Jason Fitz.
Remember, it's not that long ago the 76ers over-exceeded expectations in the playoffs, right? So suddenly it became they are the future and the future is now. Trust the process became this thing that works. Now they've hit a wall. And it's staggering to me to hear Embiid talk about he doesn't know if he's getting the ball. And Horford to say, we've got issues in the locker room, but we'll keep that private. Guess what? You just made them public.
1 to 2 weekday afternoons on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Hi, I'm Matt Kenseth. You don't have to be a race car driver to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you can't control, like mechanical issues, high winds, and rain delays. But there's some drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and leave the drama for the racetrack.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
First take, your take with Jason Fitz.
Remember, it's not that long ago the 76ers over-exceeded expectations in the playoffs, right? So suddenly it became they are the future and the future is now. Trust the process became this thing that works. Now they've hit a wall. And it's staggering to me to hear Embiid talk about he doesn't know if he's getting the ball. And Horford to say, we've got issues in the locker room, but we'll keep that private. Guess what? You just made them public.
1 to 2 weekday afternoons on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
JP here. At ESPN Pensacola, we are hometown proud. Like the greatest pound-for-pound boxer of all time, Roy Jones Jr.
Three-time light heavyweight world champion and former heavyweight champion of the world, future Hall of Fame legend, Roy Jones Jr.
What up? This is your boy Roy Jones Jr. and you're listening to ESPN Pensacola.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
The greatest name in sports radio is ESPN. Wherever you have Alexa, you can hear ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Just say,
Alexa, enable ESPN Pensacola 1330 skill.
This is Northwest Florida's all sports, all the time station. From Destin to New Orleans, sports fans come here for ESPN and local sports talk. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice.
Welcome back. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every night on Blab TV, replayed. We're here with you today. Usually say having some fun, but not. Hasn't been too fun. It's been one of those. The last leg, like the movie 300 down to the final, the XFL, they were the last one standing. No longer. Couldn't even get rid of those tickets, too. I tried to scalp a couple Renegade tickets. They're not. It's done. Not happening. What about the guy that did sell on right after the game in the parking lot? Be like, I can't make it next week. Got a family 4-pack here. Skybox up there. Completely quarantined. You don't know what's going to happen. But like $1,000.
Well, I mean, think about this.
48
hours ago, we were just thinking that these games, worst case scenario, would be without fans. And now, thanks to Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, which kind of snowballed all this.
Yeah. He was good at defending the hoop, but not. Oh, sorry.
He shut down the whole league. Nobody's a better defense. That's what I'm saying.
The enforcer. That's a great point there.
Nobody shut the look. Nobody in the history of the NBA shut down the league like Rudy Gobert.
Externally, he had great defense.
Yes.
Internally
he did too. Think about it.
Cells weren't working. He had a shot.
He had to have a shot. Yes. But I think.
Sorry. Rudy, we hope you're okay. And the reason we're laughing, just like Tom Hanks, is because...
I don't know if Tom Hanks is laughing, but...
No, I'm not saying that this is a happy... First off, anybody gets the flu, people at work, we're used to it, but we have had multiple people get the flu, and you don't do Nelson from Simpsons. You don't go, ha-ha, but you just go, hey, if you mind not walking to my office, like that kind of thing, just stay. But they still talk to you, go to meetings, you do that, Well,
Rudy Gobert did kind of make a mockery of it with him touching all the stuff.
Yes, he did.
Just joking.
Yes, he did.
And then it's just ironic. He got it. It's just,
oh, yeah, he did. Well, it'd be ironic. That's what I'm saying.
Even the players, his teammates are like, he was careless in the locker room touching our stuff or whatever, because he's just kind of making a joke of it, and he got it. But he's going to be fine. He's even said, and everybody around him said, listen, we're good. I mean, because it's not deadly with someone of his stature. It's deadly if you have pre-existing conditions, you're a little bit older, your immune system's weak. I mean,
it's pretty much for anything.
Yeah. Those stairs have kicked your butt today.
If you've had some problems and you've had, surgery on your liver, go out and drink a handle today. You got some pre-existing conditions too. Just be careful. I'm just saying. Is that how we're ending the show?
Yeah.
Guys, hey, be safe out there. No sports on tonight. Spend some time with family. Unless you have the coronavirus, just be safe and stay away from all of us. God bless everybody. Have a great rest of your day. For JP, for Caitlin, for Manuel, everybody back there, have a great rest of your night and enjoy.
While chasing the clouds away, our hearts ringing in the key that souls are singing as we dance in the night. Remember how the stars rule the night away.
Well, you know what time it is? It's your NCAA scoreboard update. St. John's and Creighton canceled. Clemson versus Florida State earlier today, number 4 seed Florida State, canceled. Minnesota versus Iowa, the Big Ten kicking off. Iowa, number 25 in the nation, canceled. Butler versus Providence, canceled. Providence making a great run, canceled. Oklahoma State versus Kansas, canceled. NC State in a big matchup right there, trying to take on the Duke Blue Devils. This might be their year, canceled. Southeastern Louisiana versus New Orleans, canceled. North Texas, a favorite to win out there in the Conference USA. Well, they got a tough matchup right now against Florida Atlantic, canceled. A couple other matchups going to the NHL as we move on our scoreboard update. Philadelphia versus Tampa Bay, canceled. Pittsburgh, Columbus. Ooh, big one right there, canceled. Vegas has been canceled against Minnesota. And Florida, the Panthers on the ground, on the prowl right there against Dallas, canceled. In baseball, Oakland, LA, canceled. Milwaukee, Arizona, canceled. Baltimore versus Minnesota is canceled. How about this? Hideki Matsuyama, 9 under. It's a score. TPC at Sawgrass.